What's going on, everybody? So for today's highlights that we're going to talk about, first off, I partner with Ambest. They have independent owner operator truck stops, and I like that. And so I love supporting mom and pops. I'll be at a friendly Gus at Ambest location in Dublin, Georgia. So basically on the I-16 on the way to Atlanta. If you have time, May 29th on Thursday in the morning, I will be there. Just hanging out, interview some drivers and just get the good word out there. But, partnered up with Ambest on this and Friendly Gus to show love to you guys. A second thing, got to definitely talk about, these shippers. They're still not allowing truck drivers to use bathrooms, man. And I think that's just wrong, And next, a big one is talking about this truck driver who had to stop and then take a detour, and then his truck flipped. And then the tow bill was $75,000. But this all happened because there was an accident on the road, and law enforcement stated that this truck driver was blocking traffic and need to detour. This driver did not feel safe about that, but still took the detour. And when they did, it was in some gravel and the truck flipped over. And the last one is this truck driver in Virginia parked on the side of the road for 10 minutes. And then what happens? A Subaru goes barreling down at 70 miles per hour and basically crashes into the trailer, and the person passed away. Now the truck driver is getting hit with improper stopping. What's going on, my truckers? Welcome to my trucking news. Emails at mytruckingnews@gmail.com. The first one that it really shocked me, and this is a PSA from a trucking owner. Basically saying that drivers really need to stay firm with law enforcement. My driver asked police to wait and was told he has to go. He's holding up traffic. Who in the right mind sends 80,000 pounds on a gravel street? Right. And so basically the situation was, it happened out in Hannibal, Missouri. There was an accident on the road, and they were detouring people off the street. And so basically what happened was his driver basically said that they didn't feel comfortable on going on that street, and the police officer made him go anyways. And because of that, his truck flipped over. It says here, dead serious, brand new 2025 Western Star Thermo King, full load of ice cream, all gone. Definitely want to go to court. I'm a guy with 18 trucks in total. Nobody cares, unfortunately. We'll spend a ton of money on legal fees and not sure it will go anywhere. Yes, please do share. It says here, me and my brother own SM Transport and ALM Transport. This one was an ALM truck. Yes, insurance will cover a truck and trailer and load, minus this $5,000 deductible and driver downtime. Yes, $75K tow bill plus damages. Truck is $200K if total, trailer is $40K, cargo $100 to $130K. So basically, he just wants people to know, man, no sense in flipping a truck or risking your life if you feel uncomfortable. And for the law enforcement to say that this truck driver was holding up traffic and made him go down this road, it was just, just hold your ground. Because if you feel that something's unsafe, just don't do it. And, that's what Alex and his brother wanted people to know. So I appreciate you guys for that. I appreciate you for sharing this news information. Totally sad. And the last part to that is make sure you have the right insurance. Always want to make sure you have that right insurance, because if you don't have enough and you're just barely sliding by and something like this happens, it could get real bad. Another thing in mind that I want to share here is my buddy Brian. He texts me here and says, your voice is louder than mine. I thought the law required shippers, receivers provide us with bathrooms. Guess I was wrong. I was told there's a bill stalled in Congress to address this. And so basically he shows a picture at a shipper, even gives out the address, right here so that you guys can see. It says no public restrooms. Restrooms are for Genpack LLC employees only. Sorry for inconvenience. Right. And so he said something that made a lot of sense here. It says, drivers are the backbone of this industry, and we trust them with our freight, our timelines, and our reputation. We should trust them enough to use the restroom. This should not require law, but it clearly does. I see this here at HR 3869, Trucker Bathroom Access Act. Right. So just putting down some links. Follow my guy Brian at Anchor Reliable Transport for more information on this. He himself is fighting the good fight. So this right here was something very interesting, right? This happened just right on Saturday, and says here, driver dead after their vehicle crashed into a tractor trailer in Caroline County, Virginia. A driver is dead after their vehicle crashed into a tractor trailer on Interstate 95 southbound in Caroline County. At about 9:15 a.m. on Saturday, May 24th, state troopers with Virginia State Police arrived at the scene of a crash on I-95 southbound at mile marker 108, around 2 miles south of the Ladysmith exit. State police learned that a tractor trailer with biohazard medical waste was stopped on the right shoulder of the road for about 10 minutes when a black Subaru Outback hit it from behind at 70 miles per hour. Here again, the tractor trailer is parked on the side of the shoulder, right? So it says here, a tractor trailer and vehicle crash on Interstate 95 southbound in Caroline, left one dead on Saturday, May 24th. It says here, the unidentified driver died due to their injuries, according to the Caroline Fire. The truck driver, 54-year-old Larry Williams from New Jersey, will be charged with improper stopping. The crash initially resulted in the south center lane and the right lane closing. So this truck driver is being charged with improper stopping, right? When it was a Subaru that went 70 miles per hour into the shoulder and crashed right into the trailer and passed away. I feel like that is a little bit self-inflicting. We'll wait. I don't want to say too much, but, the truck driver, of course, is the one at fault for this. I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, what are you doing parked on the side of the road? But it did say here in the statement that the truck driver just stopped for about 10 minutes. So let me read you this. Emergency triangles must be placed within 10 minutes of stopping and should be kept in the passenger side box so that they can be accessed in a way that keeps the driver away from traffic. So I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to pretend to be one. But if this driver has the triangles and can prove that he just stopped and he was going out to put out his triangles, he might be saved from this. But if he's not a driver that actually took care of his equipment and made sure he had his triangles in his cab, then this could be a big problem for this driver. So remember, 10 minutes. That's what you got. You got to put out those triangles right away. Four-way flashers. Hopefully he had those on, right? And so if he could prove that, then he might be innocent. But as of now, getting charged with improper stopping. So my truckers, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about everything, but just want to share today's information.